Good day, truth-seeking friends watching this program. My name is Entails, or Ernst as most people know me. With me is Ibulama, or Nikita as most people know her. You can find more about us on our website, Baramis Tower of Light. Please check it out, guys. It's worth it. It entails the most needed spiritual and psychic wisdom not found anywhere among Western people. My sincere thanks to the Most High Toratre Yahweh Gloria and all the angelical guides and everybody in the unseen world who helped me compiling these programs. Alas, Toratre Yahweh Gloria. And thank you, Nikita, for presenting this beautiful series with me. Purento, you and Iliska Bebazola. Thanks for the technical care of all these series, and thanks to Floranza and Zontara, who help verify and ensure the content of each program via our two-way communication systems with our light side guides. If you find this program worthwhile, please subscribe, like, and share with other truth-seeking friends. Tickle the little bell icon to be notified of on forthcoming programs. Please pay attention not to miss many dozens of facts to remember during these lectures.
Ernst, it's a great pleasure working alongside you as always. Today we discuss what the Greater Unity in Deity Science entails. People living according to Satan's ways on earth will define the Greater Unity to be the Father, the Lad, the Holy Spook, heaven and hell.
Apart from being mind-controlled, there is nothing or no reason why white Christians in South Africa do not better when it comes to the Greater Unity and UFOs in their Christian Bible. Each of the more than 6,000 different kinds of Christian denominations has its creed beyond which the members may not investigate or believe. Members of the Nether Dutch Reformed Church here in South Africa, as one example, were not even allowed to visit any other kind of Christian church. I was in this church, I know. When I asked the dominee, dominee, I went to the, let's say, another church, not the same denomination. I was in trouble. You cannot go and listen to what other people have said, but we are praying to the same God. No, why not? That is also why I started researching this.
If you have watched or listened to the previous programs in this series, you will understand the Greater Unity to be endless. Mind-controlled white Christians in South Africa still believe what they see in a mirror are they. They define a human soul as a kind of memory, leaving the human body permanently when the human body dies.
Due to the confusion after what Christians were taught and experiencing the promised utopia of the Christian Trinity God in South Africa, more white Christians become atheists rather than serving the Most High Toratre Yahweh Gloria and live according to his counsel, laws, and code of conduct. They do what Satan did when he refused to be led by the Most High Toratre Yahweh Gloria. Satan wanted to be on the same dimension, developed spiritual level as the Most High Toratre Yahweh Gloria, unfairly and undeserved. Satan wanted shortcuts. He did not want to study and work for promotion. Satan wanted to rule himself. Satan despised the cosmic laws and the deity's codes of conduct. He wanted to believe and do what he wanted. That is why he was banned from the Most High's light side kingdoms. The white Christians felt likewise and followed Satan's ways on earth. They use their Trinity gods as their servants. They do not consult their God or their Trinity gods or the Most High when planning or deciding on future events. They do not follow their gods. They order their gods to follow them and see to it that their wishes become fulfilled.
If Christians could see what we see every day, they would develop a better mindset. Due to their mindset to be at the steering wheel of their lives on earth, they choose Satan's ways and therefore not allowed to enter any light side kingdom, not even in astral form. Christians want to see first before they will decide if they want to believe in it or not. It all depends on what the greater community prefer to believe in. Unfortunately for them, the pearly gates or to higher vibrating light side dimensions are closed. The cosmic laws state that you must believe before you will be allowed to see.
I shared info on occasions when I tapped into other dimensions. On one occasion, I vibrated high enough to see a section of a town on a planet in dimension 2. I was seated in my garden when I saw these little humans in one section of the garden. The other occasion, I saw one of the entrances to Amentis' residence on the green planet of his origin. On both occasions, I was seated in my garden. What do we learn from it? You can sit and spiritually meditate where you are. If you spiritually meditate correctly, you will be led to see what you are allowed to see. In the series of courses we compiled, it became clear that you must be active in service of the Most High if you want to see or experience anything in the higher light side kingdoms.
We learn from it that it does not matter where you find yourself on earth at a specific moment in time. If you have mastered the art of changing your human body's vibration by will, you will see partly into another vibrating dimension. If you are successful, you will see what goes on in that vibrating dimensions on the planet you tapped into, while sitting where you are. That is if your work in service of the Most High is satisfactory.
What do you prove to yourself when you are successful in this practice? You prove to yourself that those life forms you see are only a few vibrations away from you. Doesn't matter in which dimension. You know, a lot of people have different names for what I call tapping.
Yeah.
Cabos and I, last night, we watched a program, the Y-Files. And in that specific program, and you should watch those files as well, it's very interesting. The guy presenting it knows what's going on, and I can assure you, go for it. But in any case, you can call it what you want. We refer to it as in-tapping. Other people have other names for it. When you are seated, you would, if you could change your vibration unlimited, experience every vibrating dimension, sub and sub dimension, planet, etc. What else do you prove to yourself by mastering this in-tapping technique?
You prove to yourself that by vibrating negative energy, you harm your neighbors in other vibrating realms on that same spot you are. If you tap into another vibrating dimension, you will experience how near you are to other vibrating life forms. How many dimensions and their different vibrating life forms do we affect when we vibrate negatively or positively?
Well, it depends on how many dimensions have planets situated on that spot where you are at that moment in time. And you know, all the planets are rotating, so it stays there for a little while, but you can actually see, you know, it moves a little bit. It's so very interesting. My guess is endless. To make it easier to understand, the Greater Unity, you must please listen, The greater unity consists of all life forms in all dimensions, sub and sub-dimensions on endless planets. Pardon me. Later I learned that it is possible to sit wherever you want to sit and then focus. We refer to this technique as in-tapping. You focus and sometimes open a portal through which you can tune into a planet vibrating the same as you as a soul at that moment in time. Think of how televisions function. You do not have to be in that place where they shoot the program. You draw the scene nearer. I mean, we watch BBC News, World News, New World Order News, all. And I mean, we are here. We don't have to tap in. The technology does it for us, but what technology cannot do, it can, but not, humans haven't got that intelligence to develop it, but we can do it differently. And this is proof of it. Do it, you will see it works.
Why do we have to consider the greater unity when executing a choice, a word, a sentence, or vibrating a negative vibration? We must consider them the same way we want them to consider us. A negative vibration spreads like cancer. Fortunately, a positive vibration too, what we choose to say, think, do, or vibrate, serves as actions, triggering the cosmic law's reactions to it.
Yes, this is creating another form of karma. Most Christians prefer not to believe in. Nikita, I can actually bet you that most Christians, they believe or they heard about karma and they read a few books on it. But what is now following, they are unaware of it. So please focus. According to them, they follow their Christian rules while trying not to hurt any visible human life form like a person, an animal, or a tree, a plant, whatever. When they experience bad karma, they cannot understand what they did wrong to evoke this form of karma. By hiding their true dark vibrating feelings inside and in their thoughts, they vibrate dark side hurts frequencies that affects other vibrating life forms. I saw people that when I saw them for the first time, I could not be in the same room as them. However, there is nothing outwardly to evoke such a feeling inside me. It's something you just see it and not for me. Thank you, but no thank you. They are kind people, however, their true nature is revealed through their negative way of the light side vibrations that they radiate. They eat without giving a thanksgiving prayer. It's something small, but it doesn't pass unnoticed by the unseen deities. When they pray, it is one order after the next order after the next order. These people believe they harm nobody, but in the meantime they harm everybody else in the unseen world. The bigger unity.
It is their choice not to believe in the invisible to their human eyes life forms. It is their Christian choice to be followers of the masses, believing in what suits them to believe. The greater unity perceives such people that there are only two kingdom groups, namely a light side and a dark side, with no shades of grey. Ignorance of reality is one of the biggest sins to commit.
Yes, and in South Africa, where the blacks rule, the majority of South Africans are black and brown, with the smallest percentage of white Christians among them. The smallest percentage of white Christians, knowing their votes will bring about no change, do not care anymore to vote at a polling station. They gave up all hope of being ruled by whites again. Please, people, remember that what you can see and experience is 0.90 and a 1% of what is available to see and experience. All vibrating life forms are part of the greater unity. That 99.99999 plus 1%. Yes. Now that we know who the greater unity are, the next question will be, what do their transport vehicles look like? Now, okay, this, you know, Nikita, before you start, this is so excellent. If you listen to other people's mindsets or on the stages of their minds, how they portray what they think their vehicles, it is everything else but what we can see with our naked eyes. I mean, really?
To get the correct answer, compare higher dimensions planets' vehicles to what we have currently on Earth. On Earth, the lowest form of transport is walking. You walk to where you want to go. I know first world people who cannot use a motor vehicle. They walk, however, if the distance they must walk is too long, some of them make use of bicycles or taxis.
In most third world countries, most of their inhabitants walk where they need to go. First world humans with higher IQs created and developed motorbikes, motorcars, buses, trucks, taxis, etc. To conquer rivers, lakes and seas, they developed boats, ships and luxury cruises. Have you ever been on one? It's awesome. To conquer the air, they created and developed aeroplanes and space rockets and whatever. To conquer space, they created rockets, space stations, satellites, drones and voyages, to mention only a few.
Higher light side dimension developed humans and human-like humanities make use of higher dimension developed vehicles, of which older models are visible to human eyes. Christians and people ignoring the existence of other visible life forms on other planets visiting Earth daily are in for an unpleasant wake-up surprise.
We are not here to convince Christians or anybody else of realities which is older than the first humans residing on Earth since approximately 201,365,180 years ago. On behalf of truth seekers like us, ourselves, I would like to point out a few biblical descriptions of spaceships which we refer to as the vehicles of the greater unity, otherworldly vehicles or spaceships. And what we are going to mention is not even a dust in the atmosphere, you know, the size of what is available. But they will never, ever maybe allowed to understand the, you know, the more technology advanced vehicles. But let's stay to this. It's a beginning. I also, if somebody, you know, 40 years back, or let's say 50 years back, if somebody mentioned to me spaceships, yes, I believed, because even then I saw them with my naked eyes. But if they showed me in the Bible spaceships, I would have said, no. Because why not? Journalists and pastors and fathers and whatever, they never preach, you know, about spaceships or heavenly vehicles. They do, but then their congregations are so mind-controlled.
Yeah, they don't even
They cannot form a picture in their minds of what their ears are telling them the preacher are reading from the Bible. It is absolutely shocking. Ezekiel chapter 1 from verse 1 to verse 28. You should read it. I'm only going to read a few of these verses. Now it came to pass in the 19th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Sheba, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. Who is speaking here? Who's telling us this? Ezekiel. Who was Ezekiel? Was he a person like one of us? No. He looked like a person like one of us, but he was highly psychically and spiritually developed to be a what? A prophet. So can we believe what he says? Of course we can. Otherwise, you are not from the light side, because this is a prophet of the Most High.
Ernst, sorry, it is the 30th year. It came to pass the 30th year.
Yes. What did I say?
The 19th.
Oh, 19th. sorry. Thank you, Nikita.
It's okay.
That is why I put this on the big screen so that I can read, and then still the eyes don't want to read correctly. Thank you. So now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month. Thanks, Nikita.
The Christian Mother Church is the throne of Satan on earth, from where Satan governs all nations on earth, directly or indirectly. Christians are mind-controlled not to believe in otherworldly life forms or spaceships. They declare all proof of otherworldly spacecraft as hoaxes. The Christian Church's interpretation of what Ezekiel saw is that of a Merkaba, one of much higher light side dimensions developed vehicles used.
And why are they using that example? So that the people don't get the correct picture. During Bible times, people described what they saw the way they saw it. They didn't add the words we add now. Words mostly used in the Bible to describe otherworldly vehicles are cloud, storm, a whirlwind, or a chariot of fire. Now, in Ezekiel's case, he used the word storm, whirlwind, and cloud to describe what he saw. In one of the programs of a previous series of Parables Tower of Light, I explained the workings of what I was taught was a Merkaba. During the first step I referred to, I found myself in a Merkaba, which I later learned was one of many 6-dimension models in use. The name of the model is Ulaza Ria. Can you imagine? It's like a Ford Escort or a this or a Mercedes-Benz 200 series, the one that I drive. Ooh, I love it. Now, the name of the model is Ulaza Ria. That was like an ordinary car, easy to handle, although I didn't handle it, it was but in my brain. During the second tap in, I found myself inside a Merkaba model unknown to me. I later learned it was a Dimension 41 Plus model. Yeah, that is, or that was the one that took me through the black holes. Oh, it was so interesting. There are endless models of endless types of otherworldly vehicles.
Merkaba refers to a vehicle, but not to an ordinary Merkaba. The vehicle or Merkaba Ezekiel saw was the size of a big helicopter. See the descriptions of it in the Baramis writings. Ezekiel describes a trip inside this visible Merkaba. What did Ezekiel see?
Now you have to go back to the Bible If you don't want to see what the Brahm's writing is revealing about it, you can go directly to the Christian Bible. Ezekiel 1 verse 4 and 5. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. And the brightness was about it, and out of the mist thereof, as the color of amber, out of the mist of the fire. People on Earth who saw alien spacecraft saw alien grey spacecraft, not macabres. What we see in our heavens are not even worth to mention. I'm serious now. They are much better. People on Earth, they don't have a clue. This is why they believe that all aliens look like greys, and all aliens look like lizards, and all aliens look like dragons or dracos, or what's the other one? Reptilians. Yeah.
Non-believers in otherworldly vehicles can watch the movie Independence Day. In the movie, you can watch what it looks like when a big otherworldly vehicle enters Earth's atmosphere. The vehicle looks as if covered in a cloud of smoke, with flashing lights leading the observer to believe the lights are fire. Every 8 seconds, different sizes of otherworldly vehicles are reported to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, the AARO. Take note, every 8 seconds a UFO is reported, and Christians do not believe in otherworldly vehicles.
Yeah, Nikita and our truth-seeking friends, have you ever observed something you can refer to as an unidentified flying object? Others refer to it as unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP. I have, and I did not report it to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, the AARO. Have you? You know, I think all people out there have sometime or other saw something strange. Did they report it? No. I know people who saw 10 and more other earthly vehicles, and they didn't report it. In fact, when I researched this is when I, in one of that programs of the Y-Files, please go and listen to them or watch them, absolutely 100%. It is like going to a Christmas party when you go and watch one of those programs. It is absolutely magnificent. Go.
We have observed dozens of otherworldly aerial vehicles and never reported it to the AARO. We know dozens of people who saw otherworldly aerial vehicles without reporting it. If everybody who sees an otherworldly aerial vehicle reports it immediately to the AARO would handle a report every second, or maybe 10 reports per second. It does not matter whether Christians believe in UFOs or not. Otherworldly traffic to and from Earth never stops. What Ezekiel saw was seen by millions before him.
Of course, yes. You know, it's so obvious. I mean, nowadays, 1 every 8 seconds. I mean, that is proof. Where are the Christians? How can they not know about this? What are they doing with their lives? I mean, are they sitting there?
Yeah.
Right. The Christian Bible contains a book called Zechariah. The name Zechariah means God remembered. Isn't it a beautiful name? And watch the A-H, at the end. Zechariah. Not much is known about Zechariah's life other than what may be inferred from the book. It has been speculated that his grandfather, Ido, a seer, I studied his works, awesome, was the head of a priestly family who returned to Zerubbabel, and that Zechariah may have been a priest and a prophet.
In the book Zechariah 5:1-2, we read, Then I turned and lifted my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. The flying roll was indeed a cigar-shaped space vehicle with high-ranking angelical life forms on board. The size of this vehicle was a bit smaller than 5 meters by 10 meters. This vehicle, which reminded Zechariah of a roll, better said a cigar-shaped otherworldly vehicle, contained highly ranked angelical beings which came to that part of earth to destroy thieves in that region. The vehicle's crew is serving the army general of the Most High, Labeth. The same happened to Abraham when he was visited by 3 angelical men who were ordered to destroy the 4 cities chosen by the Most High. They destroyed these cities with nuclear bombs.
In the Bible, 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 11 contains the following. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Remember the words that describe the otherworldly vehicle that takes off with Elijah on board.
The skeptics believe what happened to Elijah was not literal. What happened to Elijah happened in sight of people who described what they saw. Elijah was taken to a high vibrating light-side planet from where he was reincarnated the human body of John the Baptist centuries later. Whoever took Elijah to a higher vibrating light-side planet took him to the correct planet.
Christians not believing in reincarnation can consult their Christian Bible's New Testament book, the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 11. Out of Jesus's or Joshua Redopa's own mouth, John the Baptist is greater than Jesus the man. In other words, Jesus, out of Jesus's mouth, he actually admit that John the Baptist was greater than himself. Why? Because John the Baptist's body was given consciousness to by the soul being Elijah, the prophet. The same chapter proclaims that the whole Old Testament and the prophetical books in the Bible only prophesied up to John the Baptist, who was 6 months older than Jesus the man, or Joshua Redopa, which is Jesus' real name.
The Christian Bible book Isaiah chapter 60 verse 8 reads, Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? Otherworldly vehicles were, are and will always be part of general reality. Space travel to and from Earth is general news to us who watch the night skies and study, among others, the AARO reports.
You know, Nikita and friends out there, if a report is being filed every 8 seconds, how is it possible that Christianity don't believe in? You know, it is actually shocking, but let's carry on. UFO enthusiasts globally proclaim Mount Shasta to be a doorway to inner Earth. I mean, there's more than 300 main entrances, not to speak of the others. Reports of UFOs entering and exiting Mount Shasta swarm the internet and other media. Of course, Mount Shasta has secret entrances to Agatha or inner Earth, as you may know it. Under Mount Shasta is Bochekra, a city where gods reside. Now you know a secret, don't even go there, you will not be allowed there. And in fact, it's very deep under the mountain. You will take long to get there, but it's there. Yes.
The internet swarmed with video material of mountains containing huge round doors camouflaged for human eyes. The doors open and close fast and soundless. After otherworldly vehicles enter or leave, the door closes again. We love cloud scrying, however, some clouds serve as camouflage for otherworldly vehicles. They are everywhere.
Of course, Genesis 6 with verse 1 to 24 entails some biblical history on the Nephilim. Nephilim, on the Nephilim, those falling or coming from the skies or the heavens from above. The books of Enoch contains more insight on this matter. The books of Enoch were taken out of the Bible by the Christian Mother Church due to its contents proving apartheid as a cosmic law in the light side heavens, plural.
In one of the previous series programs, we shared info on the Nephilim. Most Christians believe all Nephilim originate on distant dark side planets and are evil. Christians focus on the wrongly translated text in the Bible book Genesis chapter 6. The evil Nephilim described in Genesis chapter 6 is evil. No light side life form will consider breaking the cosmic law of authenticity by hybridizing with otherworldly humans on Earth.
In fact, that light side gods and higher developed life forms from other planets visit Earth are also called the Nephilim is wrong. Light side and dark side Nephilim still visit Earth daily. I can promise you, if you phone that AARO now, they have just compiled the latest one. Do not forget that a report on such visit is filled by AARO every 8 seconds of every day.
Genesis 6 verse 4 reads as follows. There were giants in the earth in those days, and after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were all of old, men of renown.
With all the visible proof I had collected during the past 5 decades of my research, giants roamed the planet since the first gods and Hefkanim started residing on Earth about 240 billion years ago. You know, they come and they go and they come. It's like biorhythms. It repeats itself. So there was not one time on Earth when giants ruled. There were endless times, let's say thousands of different times when giants ruled the Earth. Now, the Brahmins writing swarms with proof. Some of the Nephilim described in Genesis chapter 6 were giants. Not all of them were giants. It should have read different. How was it possible for real giants of that description to have sexual intercourse with the daughters of men? A giant measured 3 stories high in length, having sexual intercourse with an ordinary human of 5 to 6 feet tall. It is to explain or to expect a giant working horse to have sexual intercourse with a dwarf pony. It is, you know, it's not possible, it's laughable, it's anything that is horrible.
The Nephilim described in Genesis chapter 6 hybridized with the daughters of men the same size as the Nephilim. This happened during the days when giant human-like races lived on Earth. Proof that different-sized giants resided on different continents during different time spans abounds.
Do we know where the Nephilim described in Genesis chapter 6 originate from? Yes, of course we know. Everybody should know it. They were the mighty ones from the planet Olam in dimension 160. Olam is known as one of the planets housing Shemites, generally known as the people of Shem, of which you read in the Hebrew Bibles also. They are indeed mighty, coming from dimension 160, where Hefkenams, who are much higher in rank and power than gods, they reside there.
Acts 9 verse 3. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined on him a light from heaven. The light Paul referred to was not from below, but shone from heaven, meaning from above.
Now, you know, Nikita and friends, how many reports are filed daily of people who saw a light around their car, and then time went by, and when they found themselves, you know, really?
Yeah.
Really. Christians who prefer not to believe in otherworldly vehicles are in for a nasty surprise. You know, I said in the Hebrew Bible, I actually meant the Bible that we read, that were directly, translated from Hebrew, the Hebrew text, into the Greek text, actually, and then into the English text or Afrikaans text. Yeah, Christians who prefer not to believe in otherworldly vehicles are in for a very nasty surprise. In the Christian Bible book Revelation, chapter 21, under the heading The New Jerusalem, is a first-hand description of an extremely large UFO as seen by Juane, a priest of Dagon, the fish god. Yeah, Christians are brainwashed to believe the book Revelations was written by John, one of Jesus' disciples.
The size of this UFO or high dimension vehicle, as described in the book of Revelation chapter 21 under the heading The New Jerusalem, goes beyond human expectations. This is extremely huge. Otherworldly vehicle descends from heaven to earth. Christians have songs dedicated to this holy city. According to the descriptions, this enormous otherworldly vehicle is big enough to take on board all Christians who reside on earth, which is a Christian lie.
It is a Christian lie. I wish all of you would go and listen to the words, the lyrics of the song, The Holy City, and then go to your Christian Bibles in Revelations 21 and read for yourself. The priest who saw this vision said the vehicle had 12 portals, very, very important, people, with the name of one of the 12 tribes of Israel on it. In other words, on the one door you see Dan, on the next one the next brother, and Judah and Issachar, and so there's no other names, only 12 portals or doors with the 12 names of the 12 tribes of Israel on it. There is no 13th door with the name Christians on it. What name or what makes it worse is that Christians believe they go to heaven when this vehicle arrives on earth one day unknown to mankind. They are wrong because the Bible says God came to reside among its people on earth. And it came from above. It's a size bigger than a city. I mean, get real, get to the figures. How big is Christianity since 2000? All those souls must go in there according to them. How big is it? What do they call it? Other than a spacecraft, otherworldly. Yeah.
The lyrics of the Christian song, The Holy City, are alien to what we read in the Bible about this otherworldly vehicle. Christians believe when this spaceship arrives on earth, no one will be denied entrance. As usual, just another Christian lie leading to their downfall. Read the description in the book Revelation and compare it to the Christian lyrics of the song The Holy City. What a fool's paradise to live by and believe in.
In the next program, which is program 7, we discuss what different consciousness-giving life forms giving consciousness to human and human-like bodies consist of and how they function. I mean, all bodies that looks like human bodies are not human bodies. I mean, please, some of those bodies never decay. Please help us to reach other truth-seeking people by sharing this and our other programs with as many people as possible. Until next time, love and light to you all. Bye.